Hey there! I want to talk to you about trips today. So I figure you have two options, right? You can either pack really light, or our other option is you could go with a trailer. Now, packing light, in my case, I have Gold Wings, so that means side bags, my trunk, as well as I have a rack on my trunk, so I can put a bag on that. And we traveled that way when we went out east. If you watch our out east video, that's all we had for 2 weeks. When we got back, the decision really was we didn't have extra room. So we didn't have room for anything more than a t-shirt each and patches and pins. And so really what we wanted to do was get a trailer. And it's not cheap, right? So the hitch was about $500 with wiring and so on. I actually had somebody put it on because it looked like a pain in the butt, and uh, and that was all done. And then we looked for a trailer, and we really lucked out. We found a specific motorcycle trailer for $300. It was old. It needed a lot of work, and I put a lot of work into it. New wiring, new lights, new hubs and bearings and all that sort of thing, and new wheels, so new rubber. Um, Maybe I put $600 in it, but we bought it for 300. So, I figure I did rather well, but it is a big expense, certainly more of an expense than, saddlebag liners and a trunk top box or trunk top bag. But it is an option. And now instead of sort of, you know, really worrying about what we're packing, we have so much more room. You can bring suitcases, you can bring the little extras. Oh, we're going to go hiking, we can bring hiking boots, whatever. Um, so that is an option. And let me show you that. So this is option number one. This is how we went out east. So I was actually gifted this, a top bag like this. It straps onto your luggage rack. Goldwing already luckily came with that when I bought it, but they don't all. But if you had a Harley luggage rack, that would work as well. And basically, it's got some good weather protection and so on. And then this whole setup is my rain gear. This is a half cover, so it doesn't go all the way to the bottom of the bike, but covers to right here, frankly. Covers your seat, covers your controls. You don't have to take your drink holders off, that sort of thing. And then Joanne's rain gear. So bulky but not heavy is the key with that. And basically each of us got one saddlebag and saddlebag liner bag. And so clothes for at least 4 days, maybe 5 days. We used these giant Ziplocs. Had enough for laundry as well as your clean clothes. So we each had 3 of them. And basically you just sort of roll them up and squeeze all the air out. Certainly compresses sweatshirts and so on. And it made it a lot easier. And so we each had one side like that. And then the trunk. So there's a good bit of room in here as well. I think it's actually bigger than the sides. We had a small backpack we could carry for a day pack. Joanne's purse, charging cables and electronics and things that we wanted to be not stuffing into the side bags. A hat for each of us, sunscreen. I have a little compact camp towel, that sort of thing. Things like baby wipes and whatever, just, in case you need something to wipe your hands and that sort of thing. I do have an organizer up here. It's got cables and microfiber cloths and that sort of thing in it as well. But that was the setup. And it worked. It worked really well for 2 weeks, honestly. We had intended to do laundry. And so, we didn't have to pack enough for 2 weeks of clothes. And so we managed to send it out at one hotel, and the other we actually had to go looking for a laundromat. The hotel was supposed to have laundry, they ended up not having it. So, sometimes that's the way she goes. So certainly you can pack, just the bike and a trunk bag, but if you really want to upgrade, this is how you do it. With this method, you not only have all that room in the bike, you also get all this room. In this particular case, this is a trailer I found and fixed up. Two small rolling suitcases, like the type you'd stick in an overhead bin, a nice big duffel bag. You could even do a cooler in the front. Lots and lots of room. I really like that the width of this is really not wider than the saddlebags on the bike. I think that makes it a little easier if I was going to pull over on the side of the road and so on. You still do have to be careful because you do have a tire here, of course, that's going to go off the road before the bike. So, you know. So at this point, maybe you're on board with getting a trailer, but it's where do you put this thing? What are you going to do with it? Do you have room in your garage? Well, this is my solution. So, as part of my design, this, as you can see, is the back bumper. And see how there's just two hockey pucks stacked away on either side there. And they stick out further than the lights and the light for the license plate and everything, just to make things so I can stand that up like that. And stood it upright like this. They're not very heavy, about 125 pounds, I think. And then basically, I've got a ball hitch right here on a 2x4 and swivel hitch makes this easy, of course. And then I can just lower this down in onto its wheels. So that makes things really, really easy for me. Gets it up out of the way, and it's very secure because once this is locked in place, the whole thing's not going anywhere. Like, you can move it around a little bit, but it is secure. So I hope that gives you some ideas. You can pack tight enough on a full-size Harley or on a Goldwing or really any bike. You can pack them up with a sissy bar bag and that sort of thing. Those big Ziploc bags come in so handy, and I will try and find some of those AliExpress or Amazon and put some affiliate links. Doesn't cost you anything extra, it just helps out the channel if you do that. So you know, it is something that's handy if you are packing for a trip. It helps keep everything nice and tight. I did bring an extra for laundry, so there was actually two clean and one dirty. And that's kind of nice, actually. Keeps your bag not smelling and that sort of thing. And, you know, whatever. And if you do look for a trailer, I hope that gives you some ideas as well. I certainly can't help you find a trailer for 300 bucks. I think I really lucked out on that. Really, I figure it's maybe worth 1,000 bucks now. It's a 1996 something cruiser made in Kingston, Ontario. A nice little trailer. I'm really, really impressed with it anyway. And I added some tire sensors to the trailer tires. Just if you saw my trailer video of the trailer getting the flat tire on Instagram or on YouTube, yeah, that's why I have trailer sensors on there. I actually have them on the Goldwing as well. But yeah, it does make things easier to pack. And we went on a trip to Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. That's hopefully an upcoming video. And it made things so much easier. We were able to lock it at the hotel and leave it there and just use it basically coming and going and so on. And it's been a dream to pull. I find really the only difference when it's loaded, I do need to gun the throttle a little bit more at stop signs and stoplights, just taking off. It's not the same bite point on the clutch, but other than that, you really don't know it's there once you get going, and it's been really, really good. So highly recommend a trailer. If you're looking at trunk bag, you're probably at that point where you're looking to carry a little bit more stuff, and maybe it's time. Anyway, please hit like or hit subscribe if you want to see me again, and thanks for sharing your time.